Nicole and welcome to the first Camp NaNoWriMo vlog of this year. I have just sat down with my laptop to write. I'm currently working on the second draft of my romance novel, which I first wrote in actual NaNoWriMo in 2022. So I'm using Camp NaNoWriMo to help me edit my novel. I've set a word goal of 30,000 words. I go into a lot more detail about this in my previous video, my Camp NaNoWriMo catch-up, if you want to check that out. But basically, I have about an hour before my husband and I are going out to a very special dinner tonight, which I'm so excited for. I'm a little bit sad about it. It's a restaurant that we really love and they are going to be closing down later this month, so this is our last chance to go and enjoy a nice dinner. But regardless, I still wanted to squeeze in about an hour of writing if I can. I think today I'm going to be writing a new chapter from scratch, adding it into my second draft. So we'll see how far I get in the hour that I have. I am going to stop the writing there for now for today. I got a little bit distracted trying to find some reference images. Basically, this chapter I was writing is wedding dress, maid of honor dress, try on, and I realized I don't really have a clear image of the dresses in my mind. I did describe them in my first draft, kind of like a vague idea, like pink, flowy, strapless kind of dress and some kind of couture wedding gown for the wedding dress. But really, I didn't know how to describe them without a concrete image in my mind, so I at least found a reference image I really liked for the bridesmaid's dress. Couldn't really find something I liked for the bridal gown, so I'm going to have to look into that a little bit later. Still, I was able to write just under 500 words in the time that I have, which I think is good progress. All progress is good progress, so I'm feeling a little bit unsure about what I just wrote. I think I did a lot of describing just kind of exactly what's happening rather than getting into the emotions of the scene. So I think I'm going to get back to it later and try and refine it a little bit more. Finish off the chapter. I've just started it off. It also is very nice to be sitting down at my table and writing. Since I've been sick, I was just basically spending most of my time in bed or just in the bedroom, so I didn't really get the chance to write anywhere else, and I really missed sitting here writing at my table. I'm going to quickly finish the rest of my tea and then it'll be time to go out for a dinner. Good afternoon, happy Sunday. I am just waiting for my cup of tea to finish steeping here. I pretty much spent the whole morning just tidying up my kitchen, trying to get some stuff done for the week, making a big pot of turkey soup with our Easter dinner leftovers. I really don't feel like writing today. I know I got some writing done yesterday, which was good, but today I just woke up not feeling great. The meal last night was so wonderful and so amazing. It was so nice to be able to enjoy one last dinner at that restaurant, and it felt really special to be going there now, especially because the first time my husband and I ever went to the restaurant was during NaNoWriMo back in November. So it's nice that I got to experience it one last time during Camp NaNoWriMo. Definitely, it was a lot of food. I had a glass of wine and a spiked hot chocolate with my meal, so I think this morning I am maybe a little bit hungover. I don't drink very often, and then when I do drink, it tends to hit me hard, so I'm feeling a little bit sluggish today. But there are still lots of things I want to get done, and I think having all these things on my to-do list is giving me a little bit of decision paralysis. But mostly I just want to be cozy and stay inside. So what I'm thinking my plan will be is to go and film that video, and I think the actual writing is going to happen later this evening when I've settled down and completed the things I really need and want to get done because it's Sunday. I know with writing I can catch up on things as the week goes on. I do find it a lot easier to write and be productive on the weekdays or during the weekdays, so that's where I'm at now. I'm going to go and get started on filming that video, and I will see you in a bit. In the end, I couldn't really bring myself to write anything new from scratch. I was thinking I was going to try and finish up the chapter that I started yesterday, but there's a combination of my Sunday scaries, anxiety, and just like the anxiety of writing something new that I'm unsure about that I just couldn't get myself to do it, so I decided to go and revise one of the chapters that I'd already written, and I'm really glad I did because ever since taking that swing dance lesson, it has really helped me kind of visualize the dancing chapters a lot more, so I was able to revise one of those and I'm a lot happier with it. So that was about 2,000 words that I edited, and it definitely felt a lot easier. I was able to write some new material for that chapter, but overall it just felt a lot better touching something that was already there than starting from scratch. I'm in my bathroom right now because I have just drawn myself a very green bath. It's a Lush bath bomb that has Epsom salts in it. I'm hoping it'll help with the stiffness that I'm feeling in my body. Aside from having a few drinks yesterday, I've also been doing a lot of walking, which is hard to do when you've basically not done any walking for 2 weeks. That concludes the writing for today. I will see you again tomorrow. Good morning. It is Monday morning. Typically on Monday mornings, I am not the most organized. My head is going in all different kinds of directions, thinking about what I have to get done this work week, what I have to get done in my personal life, feeling overwhelmed by everything that the week is going to bring to me. But I tried to rein that in and I left myself 20 minutes to get some writing done this morning while I ate my breakfast. And I was able to get in about 410 words. So I think that's pretty good for 20 minutes. I decided to return to the wedding dress try-on chapter that I started the other day, and even though I was struggling with the idea of it yesterday and the day I started writing it, I decided to kind of just restart the chapter fresh and start it in a different place, different time, but it's still the same subject. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of like deciding to tackle the chapter from a little bit of a different angle, so I think it's going better. At least the words are coming out a little more smoothly to me, but I will see how the rest goes. Good morning. It is another day of Camp NaNoWriMo, another day of writing. Yesterday was not a day of writing or editing. I just was out of the house for most of the day. I had to go to work early, and then I had a really nice dinner with friends, and my NaNoWriMo friend was there, so we got to update each other about how our Camp NaNoWriMo experience is going so far, and I think we can both agree that we are struggling through it. And I feel like I am falling a little bit behind of what I wanted to do. I talked to her about this yesterday, but after being sick and not having the freedom to go do whatever I wanted for like 2 weeks, I just find myself wishing I could be out and about doing other things. But then also at the same time, I really still want to write and get the writing out and finish my second draft, so I'm gonna stick to it. But I think there's just this mental block for me. But anyways, I have another 20 minutes this morning to write. I don't know if I will do any writing later tonight, but I just opened up my email and I saw that there's this little challenge that they put at the end of the Camp NaNoWriMo update email, so I think I'm gonna give that a try. The little mini challenge that they posted just there was to set a timer for 10 or 15 minutes and just start writing with the sentence, "Did you really just say that?" I think it's a good prompt to get things flowing, so I'm gonna set my timer and get started. I just spent 10 solid minutes of writing. I do feel better, but I still kind of feel this like, ooh, I'm really unsure of myself. I'm still struggling with imposter syndrome. I don't know if that'll ever leave, but still I was able to use that prompt and I wrote 475 words. Not bad at all for 10 minutes. I don't know if the quality of what I wrote is very good, but I think I was actually able to find a way to tackle this kind of like inner conflict I haven't been able to really address or bring to light in these words. So I'm pleased with that, able to make progress in that way. But now that that time is up, between me talking, eating my breakfast, and doing this 10 minutes, I am out of time. I need to run out the door and go to work now. Time management when it comes to writing is something I definitely need to work on. But anyways, any amount of progress is good progress. So I'm gonna say that I'm satisfied with what I've done this morning. And if I write later this evening, I will check back in with you. Hello again, good morning. We have jumped forward in time a little bit because it is actually Saturday morning and the second week of Camp NaNoWriMo is now done. But I need to get very honest with you here. There has been no writing, there has been no editing for the past 2 days. But before I get into that, I just want to give out my final word count for this week. So I am ending off the week at 12,602 words, which means that this week I have edited and written 3,043 words. Not a lot of progress. I am just sitting kind of under the halfway mark, but my plan for this weekend is to get caught up and hopefully go above and beyond. But to get you caught up on what has happened over the past 2 days, I just didn't feel like writing, and honestly on Thursday morning I felt like giving up. I felt like giving up completely. I just woke up and I was like, I didn't want to write. I didn't really leave myself any time to write other than like those typical 20 minutes or half an hour that I usually do. And I just felt like trapped in this pit of like, I don't want to force myself to write. I don't want to make myself write just because it's Camp NaNoWriMo. I don't want to continue on with this month of Camp NaNoWriMo having to force myself to do this every single day. It just didn't feel good, and I had a little bit of a cry in my car on Thursday morning because I was just telling myself I was a failure and how come I don't want to be writing and I don't want to meet my goals. And so I took some time to reflect and I realized that I think I need a break. I think 2 weeks where I was sick and not really doing anything, I wasn't really like living my normal life, and then this past week trying to do Camp NaNoWriMo and going back to the office and just getting caught up on life. It was a lot to handle and I was feeling completely overwhelmed, and I think the pressure to write and do something for Camp NaNoWriMo just really took out my joy of this whole process. I don't want to give up on my goals and my dreams of finishing this novel, so I'm gonna carry on. I took a nice break. I watched the finale of season 15 of RuPaul's Drag Race last night, and there were so many mentions of all these drag queens saying that this many years ago they could have never believed that they would be living the life they're living today or having the experiences of being on the show, or even past contestants from previous years. Like they played a clip of Jinx Monsoon saying that one day she hopes that she would be on Broadway, that her career in drag would bring her to Broadway, and she did it. And that really connected with me, that I think when I'm so in the moment of trying to accomplish something, I'm forgetting the bigger picture. I'm forgetting that I'm not just stuck in this moment of word counts and trying to finish this draft and just finish this draft and just get through it. Like the bigger picture is that I want to have this novel completed and I want to be able to share this story, and I really needed to remind myself that I want to be doing this. I'm not doing Camp NaNoWriMo just for doing Camp NaNoWriMo. I'm doing it to finish my novel, to get my story out there, and to see the bigger picture instead of just getting bogged down in the day-to-day. That being said, I think the plan going forward for Camp NaNoWriMo is to not force myself to write every day. Unlike NaNoWriMo, I need to remind myself that I don't need to be making constant daily progress, and if I give myself the chance, I can get more word counts in than I could in NaNoWriMo because I'm also editing at the same time. And I think going forward, I just need to remind myself that there's so much more to my life than just writing, and I don't need to get myself down if I'm not writing every single day. Realistically, I don't think that's my style. I do prefer to like sit down and focus in longer spurts of time rather than kind of like forcing myself to make tiny little bits of daily progress. So I won't be giving up. I'm going to continue on. I think I'm just going to reevaluate how I'm approaching Camp NaNoWriMo to make it more sustainable for myself, and trying not to let myself get stuck in a pit and taking breaks when I need to take breaks. So that's going to be it for me for this week of Camp NaNoWriMo. Thank you for joining me on this week, even though I know it may not have been the most uplifting at times, but I'm glad it's over. And now I'm looking forward to this third week of Camp NaNoWriMo and seeing where it takes me, seeing where this new strategy takes me. If you're doing Camp NaNoWriMo, I hope your experience is going well so far and that you're having a good time. And I'd love to hear about it if you want to leave me a comment down below. Thank you for watching and thank you for being here. If you enjoyed this video and you're not already subscribed, please subscribe for more videos, more writing vlogs. I promise things will be a little bit more upbeat next time. I just had to get real with you about this process because that's what's been happening. I'm going to pick up next week's vlog starting from today after this clip, so I will see you again very soon. Until next time, bye!